What's up, guys? Jason Stewart, and I'm excited to have Laurynn, the Iron Butterfly Garcia, in the house right now. She's fighting on the next card. Laurynn, tell us a little bit about how your camp's going, your background. We want to hear your story.
Camp's going good. I have really great training partners and coaches, and they're just, kicking my butt, all the time in training. And I really appreciate every single one of them for that. So shout out to them. Camps, and I think it's better than my very first camp I had when I first started MMA. There was just so much. I think I was almost overtraining at a point to where it was like I would go here and I would do like jiu-jitsu, and then I would go and do like kickboxing or boxing or whatever.
All in the same day?
Pretty much within the same day, 6 days a week almost. And then I had to include like some lifting and my cardio and all that, all the fun stuff fighters get to enjoy during camp. So this one, like, I'm still doing all that, but it's more controlled now, I feel like. So yeah.
It's like you're trying to squeeze everything in every day.
No, and that's the thing. Like, I'll maybe do 2 different things a day, and then I'll have like a cardio thing, but it's not like I'm not training like 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I almost feel like that's what I was doing when I first started.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you got involved with martial arts and how it changed your life.
So when I was a lot younger, I was very quiet. Yeah. If someone would walk up to me, just like an adult, or even someone that I knew as an adult, and I would like run away and hide. That was like me as a kid, probably up until about the age of 10.
Just nervous?
It wasn't even like a nervous. I think it was intimidating to me. I mean, I really can't remember. I would never talk to anybody. So, and then when I was about, I think 11 is when I started doing Taekwondo, and I ended up getting my black belt about 5 years later. And and then we moved to San Diego. Or my family and I did. And I never heard about like MMA or jiu-jitsu or anything like that when I first got down here. And originally it was just my dad and I wanted to try jiu-jitsu. So we both started, and then he quit after 6 months. He had a mountain bike accident and was like, I'm not going to do jiu-jitsu, but I'm going to go back and do mountain biking. I'm like, okay.
Hey, different passions. Yeah.
So, but yeah. And then I really didn't like get into like competing or fighting until maybe I started competing at 16 in jiu-jitsu. And then I had my first MMA fight at 19, actually here with Epic.
Wow, and you were only 19. I didn't know you were only 19.
I was only 19. And I fought Lacey Loads.
Yeah.
That was so crazy. And I knew she was like big at Epic and like all around in the MMA community.
Right.
And so that was like made me nervous. Right. Because my teammates even, like, I think one of my teammates knew exactly who she was. And it was like, oh, she's like tall. And
she's tough.
Yeah, I went to weigh-ins and looked up at her. And I was like, oh.
This is real.
She's a little tall. But I ended up winning by split decision that day. And
that is close.
That was.
For you guys that don't understand a split decision, that basically means between the 3 refs, they couldn't come to agreement who won. That basically means like it was so close that 2 of them said she won and 1 of them said the other one won. So like that's a super close fight.
Oh, it was very close. And I learned a lot from that fight. And then I ended up kind of taking a break from MMA because I had a coach at the time that wanted me to get into boxing. And so after that fight, I had about 3 boxing fights. And then I met my boyfriend after that. And we ended up getting pregnant with our daughter, who is now 2.5. Her name is Eliani.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so I think right now that's my biggest motivation. Like before, it was just like, it's all about me. I'm the fighter and this and that. But now it's like, no, I got to be a good role model for my daughter. Right. But like as a fighter though, because like I want her to be able to like, look at me and be like, oh, my mom does MMA and she can kick everybody's butt, kind of a thing.
Mom's tough.
Mom is
and
tough.
Also there's that thing with any sport that's male dominated or that seems like it's not a women's quote unquote sport. There's also that thing that I think that our society needs is of showing people that they can do anything they want to do. Not just girls. But you look at an industry that's dominated by this class of people or this type of person, and this person doesn't fit that class. Well, now that's almost that person's responsibility to step up to plate and be like, I don't care if I don't fit the mold, I can do it.
Oh, absolutely. And yeah, and like you said, it's not just, like girls need to be dominated. Like, 'cause there's like a lot of great females in MMA, but like even guys,
Yeah.
I feel like are really stepping up their game now because they want to be the best in the world. But like, I think girls.
So you want to show her that girls can do whatever they
I
want to
show them.
And you were told also that like once you have a kid, your career's over. You can't really take MMA seriously. It's just too much time, commitment, dedication. I
had a boxing coach at the time who just was like, because when he was younger, he told me he had kids and that like ended his whole boxing career. So he basically told me, if you end up dating or if you end up, having kids, it's going to get in the way of your career.
Right.
And it always stayed in the back of my mind, but it never really motivated me to want to quit.
Right.
Because even as soon as like I had my daughter, like that day I was like, oh, I'm going to get back into fighting. There's just no way I can give up MMA.
And so this is going to be your first fight since you've had your daughter.
This will be my first fight. It'll be my second fight after my other one, but it's also going to be my first one back from my pregnancy. Yeah. So I'm really excited.
You've done some jiu-jitsu since your daughter.
I have done jiu-jitsu.
Competition, but not MMA fighting.
No. So I can't really remember what it's like to get punched in the face with gloves.
Well, we're going to find out soon enough. And so your opponent coming up, you guys are both undefeated. Mm-hmm. She's really tough. Mm-hmm. You're really tough. How do you see it going?
I mean, I obviously think I'm going to come out on top. But
do you have a preference? Like when you visualize it, is it like, I hit that kick, that punch, that takedown, the ground and pound, the submission, the decision? Like, how do you see it? Like, what's your...
Because I feel like I'm very well-rounded because I've got the jiu-jitsu and I've got the striking. I feel like I could do either one. So if she wanted to stand, cool, we'll stand. If she wants to go to the ground, I feel like I have a really good chance there. So I feel like my goal is to get in and then take her down and then we're going to finish it on the ground. That's how that's how I predict it.
I love it. Anything else you want to say to your fans?
I just appreciate everyone's support to my teammates over at Excel Jiu Jitsu, my coaches, Micho, Javon and Jamar and everyone there. And then of course, my boyfriend and my daughter, my parents, my sisters. I appreciate every single one of you and everyone that follows me. Thank you guys for all the love and support.
I love it. Check her out. Next fight is July 23rd. You can get your tickets at epicfighting.com. Check out Instagram at epicfighting. We appreciate you guys.
All right. Thank you, Jason.